Hey guys, it's Tazwhole here. Woman Tazwhole's Tubecast. Now I'm here with Abbie's Corner. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. Been up since 3:30 in the morning.
wow. But I could say that when it came down to it, I find that when I'm talking to people, they're like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna lose so much sleep," and I'm like, after a while, you get that point where you're a normal regular streamer or anything, it's like you understand. Gamers know sleep is for the weak.
Yep.
It's
Granted,
like,
I slept 12 hours anyway.
oh yeah. But what do you game to? Are you Twitch or YouTube?
Mostly Twitch. YouTube just doesn't do it, especially with all the recent issues.
Yeah, but we're not. Yeah, we won't get into that. But yeah, they have their own thing. But I'll say, yeah, are you on console or on PC?
I'm a bit on everything.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. I do more console than PC these days because my PC just argues with me about what it wants to stream properly.
That's why you make sure you have a proper capture card and you're good. Because I find that I have too many games on PS4, so I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, people are like, get it for the Xbox. I have Xbox, mind you. I buy only the exclusive, and I'm like, I go to the my local like game place, and I'm like, a lot of games that I have on PS4 are for Xbox, and I'm like, it's not gonna work. I'm not gonna be peer pressured into buying the same game three fucking times. No.
I can understand that. I mean, there are people that will do that, and power to them.
Power to them. You know, if they have enough, I'll say this, if their wallet is not crying, my wallet's past already crying and then throwing up at this point. I'm like, So, just to say, just so my audience knows, where are you gaming from?
I'm in Hamilton, Ontario.
Nice, awesome. So, how's the experience been on Twitch so far?
Happened again.
Oh
wait, there we go. We're back.
I moved it. Yes, I sadly moved it. It moved it. Yes, I was gonna say, how is that? How is the experience so far on Twitch for you? Hello?
Okay, are we back?
Yes, we're back.
Okay.
Anyways, I was gonna say, how's the experience so far on Twitch for you?
Well, I've been streaming for almost 2 years now in total.
Okay.
With a bit of spurts here and there, but I didn't have the technology, if you will.
We don't. Oh.
To pull it off properly, but in December it'll be 2 years that I've been streaming.
All right. Well, I was just to say, like, I've streamed a little bit. It's pretty good myself, but I find that it's a little bit. I have to. It's not like too much of one thing. It's like I stream, then I do my show, and then it's a give and take. Because I find that with Twitch, there's a different. I find it's similar, but it's somewhat different. There's an etiquette to streaming and being in front of a camera and stuff, I find. Because I know it comes to, like, because if you're in front of a camera and you're not talking to your audience and you're getting comments, like, thrown at you and your notification is, like, on, and your notification is going off like it's, like, spammed, and you're like, and people are like, talk to me! And, yeah, if you don't talk to the camera or you don't talk to your audience, you don't engage in them, they're not gonna stay to watch you. But
yes, and I completely agree with that. But at the same time, there is a bit of understanding to regulars, because that's another thing. You'll get trolled a lot too, more when you're live streaming than say on a video. No, you'll have trolls either way, but when it comes to your regular audience, there's an understanding between them and you as the performer I don't know if that's the right word.
Performer, the performer being the point of focus, you know, the main point of view, so they understand there's a delay.
Mm-hmm.
I forget, it's like off 15 seconds or 5 seconds. I forget what it is on Twitch.
Yeah, but what I wasn't more saying about the delay, I was more saying about depending on what was being done on the stream, like if there's a very serious part that you're going through in the game.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, like there's that understanding, whereas some people may explode and be like, what the fuck, why aren't you talking? Or what the fuck, you're ignoring
like during
me.
during a cinematic, per se, just for example. I'll say, like, you know what, I like to be a little bit more quieter during the cinematic, just because I like to listen. I want my audience to be able to hear.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, like if there's a cinematic going on, it's like, okay, let's get the story here, and I understand.
Now, my next question is, I was just going to say, in your career on Twitch, what are some of the I'll say technical issues that you had when you first started out? And how'd you fix them?
A few technical issues would be like, okay, why is this... Because obviously the software can fight with you, so it's like, okay, how do I make this show up? How do I make that show up? And like making sure that everything can be heard properly, and checking where the audio is, checking where it thinks it's trying to get something, and be like, okay, no, now you have to go here. Or getting something like a notification to show up and be like, just basically trying to figure out, why isn't this working? Where do you think and when I say you think, I mean the software thinks should be going, is trying to think it's supposed to be, and then being like, no, you actually want over here.
I found the biggest, I'll say this, like, way back when I first started using OBS, I found that layering stuff, and, like, obviously, you know, how transparents work, like, things over top of things, you gotta understand your sources, what shows up on top. Now, it took me a good month to figure that out, but I'm like, I was cursing it pretty roughly for the first couple weeks. But yeah, so I was just gonna say, like, so why'd you want to get into doing Twitch? Why'd you generally want to do Twitch?
Well, now, granted, before I started streaming so regularly, I've been doing it off and on since probably 2014, maybe 2013, and I had experimented with Ustream, I've experimented with Hitbox, and obviously Twitch, and I found that Twitch had the best option because, unfortunately, at the time, Hitbox was fairly new, but there wasn't a lot of features, and also the audiences were pretty small because, again, where does everybody go for streaming? They go to Twitch. Ustream is probably the second biggest one, but also not nearly as popular. I found that...
I remember Ustream was like Justin TV or something like that. I remember.
No, Justin TV was originally Twitch.
Oh, sorry, I was one or the other, but I know they actually had Ustream connected to PS4.
Yeah, it's connected with PS4 and Xbox. What I found about Ustream is that, at least at the time, I don't know about today, was that Ustream was more for sports, not esports, but actual sports and things like that, whereas I actually had no idea if sports are actually on Twitch at this point.
Yeah. Yep. I can understand when it's all over the place. And when it came down to sports or even Twitch, like, a lot of people, they're like, it's just for gameplay. But nowadays, people are doing it for creative streams. They're doing it for more. Yeah.
And even Twitch has expanded it, as currently they're doing Doctor Who marathons right now, and they did Power Rangers a few months ago.
Oh, really?
Things like that. Yeah, they've definitely expanded what you can do on Twitch, as you mentioned, creative streams, and Twitch themselves are doing a lot of TV shows and things like that. And I think a few wrestling companies are even using Twitch for their events as well.
Wow, that's new to me. I'm like, and with me wrestling, mind you, I like the older stuff. Like, I like My favorite was always like the Undertaker and all that, but I know he's part of the isn't it like he does like WrestleMania whatever 20.
Yeah, he does do WrestleMania every year, and he's done a couple of events, including a few house shows this year as well.
Oh, cool! I didn't know that, but I know like he's one of the. I know Undertaker. He's out like he's now. You know when you get so big in wrestling, you become like you're almost like when it came down to Jimmy. You know back in the day when it came down to like Andre the Giant or Jimmy Hart or whatnot, like.
Yeah.
You become a figurehead.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get that figurehead status, then you get time off. And then you get called back on their special events or whatnot. It's like going back to this year and then having, watching a match with Kurt Angle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you're not going to get that usually every so-on fight. You're pretty much going to get that for like a main event type thing.
Yeah.
'Cause he's so versatile. Because I know he does. Doesn't he do UFC too, or he does? I think
no.
No. That's what's his face? The guy with this
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. That's Brock Lesnar. Yeah, but still, you understand. That's Some of them actually do competitive sports somewhere else.
Brock's pretty much the only one.
All right. Well, Brock, he's a fine example.
Yeah.
Like I know, like Batista now he has so many contracts in movies now. He does a lot of movies now.
Yeah.
And same like even like back when Hulk Hogan, he did Hollywood Hogan, where like they found him like he did a lot more movies now.
Yeah, although that was before that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the Hollywood Hulk Hogan was because he turned what
Nitro?
people call what people call bad guys. It's because he turned heel, and so he was, being a bad guy kind of thing.
I didn't know. I'm not really up to date on my wrestling, but I'll say this, like, I remember like one of my favorite moments that I remember watching when I was younger was watching Stone Cold drive a Mack truck into the ring, or not ring, but actually the side of the ring, and piss and friggin' piss beer all over Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that, and that was a big ass deal. That was like that was a game changer. And then I'm like, now I watch it and I'm like, I don't know anyone. I'm like, oh god, I'm like, what happened to everyone I remember? And I'm like, I have to wait until WrestleMania or wait until some big ass event where they're doing charity or they're actually like putting a lot of money into it. And I'm like, wait a minute, okay, I guess I'll have to wait then.
The issue is they all got old.
Yes. It's just like that movie The Wrestler. You know what? We can't do it forever, okay?
Yeah.
And the fact is, they can't do it forever, and it's a sad thing, like, you know what? If everyone gets old, and I'll say that the reason why I like doing my show, doing it this way, is the fact is, I know a lot of people do podcasts. Mind you guys, you do a good job. I'm saying that, I know you guys can't do it forever. So I'll say, you know what? I want to help people. I want to actually have my guest on my show. Even once I stop doing my show, I want still people interested. They'll be interested in watching my show because I want them to be able to relate to somebody and then find their work and find their content. It might take time, but you know what? Down the road, it'll work.
Yeah.
And like sad thing goes, my good friend Sid Bolton, like sadly I'll say Sid, he passed away about a year and a half ago. If you guys don't know who he is, ladies and gentlemen, he was actually on my podcast. He was the biggest game collector in Canada, but he actually has a museum in the town I'm in. but he passed away, and the fact was, I looked at his sub count, and I'm like, damn it! He's 3 subs over me, and the guy's dead. He's still kicking my ass. Yeah, but then they say, even though, you know what, like, sometimes, like, even when you die or whatnot, you can be more popular even when you're dead.
Yeah.
Because, like, even I like, I'll say this, I liked for the fact that the music, I liked Michael Jackson, but I'll say, like, mind you, that game, Moonwalker, for Sega, that went up in value, and everything else. Like, you know, all his music, all his records, they went up in value.
Yeah, and that can sometimes happen, but at the same time, sometimes they can decrease in value, depending on circumstances and situations.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if people were to go to your Twitch channel, do you have any suggestion what type of, like, what gameplay, what game do you think that is your best content?
Not really, because I play a very big variety. It's never like the same genre.
Yeah.
It pretty much jumps around as to what I usually play. Everything from a survival horror game to an RPG to a fighting game, or to a platformer, to just, again, about everything. There's not really like a theme to what I play. It's basically, if I want to play something, I'm going to play it.
Yes. Yeah, that's the way you have to go, because I find after a while, sometimes, yeah, there's only so much you can do for the audience. As I'll say, like, you could take opinions, but if you don't necessarily like a game, you're not gonna play it.
Exactly.
Like, I'll say this, ladies and gentlemen, don't burn me in the comments, trust me, you're gonna set me on fire. Anyways, even you younger guys. Anyways, but I'll say this, guys, I'm not a creative, I don't like creation games. I find them very time consuming and kind of boring. So, I'm not gonna be a Minecraft player. I'm sorry, it's just not I can't find that entertaining to me. And I know people are like, dude, 7 Days to Die, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not into crafting. Some people are, but I'm not. Don't kill me in the comments, but not that they're the bad games, just it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, and that's another thing too that a lot of people don't understand. Not every game is going to appeal to everyone. Person.
That's why I'm like, when it comes down to the show in general, like, the reason why I have so many guests from so many countries, and then, you know what, we all like different things, and when it comes down to it, hell, I pin you in the comments, and the fact is, people, if they relate to you, they relate to you. If they're like, hey, they like the older stuff, they like zombies or whatnot, and they'll watch their stuff, and they'll be like, yeah, but if they don't like, say, what's that game where that zombie one where you're trapped in the mall?
Dead Rising.
Yeah, if you're not into Dead Rising, let's just say if you're not into that genre, you're necessarily not gonna like if someone plays Dead Rising, but you know what? You don't gotta be there. But just don't spam. You don't want to spam in the comments. You gotta play this game. You gotta play this game. You gotta play this game. No, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, there comes to a point where it's a little obsessive, and it's like, I mean, granted, if you've never played the game before, there comes to a thing like, alright, I'll check it out, but if I don't like it, then there's a chance I'm going to stop and never play it again.
Yeah, exactly. And, now, do you have any events that are coming up? Like, I know Twitch and YouTube, they're very different, but I know Twitch, like, every streamer has their moments. What's one of the ones that are coming up?
I actually have one coming up now. I'm planning on playing through every Resident Evil game until January 25th to hype up Resident Evil 2 Remake. So starting today, It'll be Resident Evil 0, and then 7 days later, and when I say 7 days later, I mean there's a 7-day time limit before moving on to the next one. If I finish it early, then we'll start the next one. So 0 goes first, then the original, so on and so forth.
Are you also going to play Biohazard 7?
Yes, I'll be playing Resident Evil 7. For those of you who also don't know, Biohazard is the name in Japan for Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I don't know why they changed it, but whatever, because not a lot of the games take place in a residence.
Yeah.
So it's just like, whatever. Resident Evil 7 is actually planned to be game 13.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, in the events. And then, or is it game 10? No, 13, yep. And then we do the spin-off games after that. So there are 23 Resident Evil games to play through in total. We will hopefully finish them all. Or I think I said 22, because 23 is including Remake 2. So 22 games to get through between now and January 25th.
So drop, like when that game drops.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes. Oh yes. So thank you, Abbie's Corner, for being on the show.
No problem.
Now, my final question. I'm gonna leave this at. Do you have any words of advice for my audience?
In what sense?
In the sense, like, if they want to be streamers, if they want to do gaming, if they want to generally be on YouTube, Twitch, whatever they choose, what platform. I meant, like, in general, what general piece of advice that you can leave my audience?
Don't get discouraged. It can take a long time to succeed or get somewhere, and sometimes there may be people that get ahead of you in a much shorter time. That's happened with me. I have a friend who just started a month ago who, like, already has things that took me almost 2 years to get. So don't get discouraged in that sense. Hard work will pay off. Just keep at it, keep going. You'll eventually find an audience. You'll find your regulars. You'll find the people that like you and will support you and be there regularly. That's what I mean by regulars. And just do it. Don't hold off on it. Don't be like, well, I've only got one viewer every stream, and do it because you want to do it. Also, don't do it to be like, I'm going to make money at this kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. I'll have to say that is a really good piece of word advice. I just had to give a round of applause for that one.
Yeah, and if you're going to do YouTube, it's the same thing. You know, just keep going at it. You'll build an audience eventually. Do it, like, seriously, guys. Do it because you want to do it. And make the content that you want to see. Don't play Fortnite because it's popular. Play Fortnite because you like it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't play Fortnite if you like it, but don't play something you don't want to play. Make the stuff that you want to make. So say, like, your favorite YouTuber and you're like, well, they're not making this thing. You make that thing. Make the content that you want to see, and then other people will follow because they're like, hey, that person's making that thing that I've always wanted to see, or something to that effect. Make what you want to make. Don't try to be like somebody else.
I approve.
No, apparently it's like with me. I was actually streaming at the time. I was actually streaming something. Mind you, it was a long time ago. And I'll say this: I was playing Kingdom Hearts, and you know what? And someone was like, "Damn, I don't see this streamed anymore." Shit, this is kind of good. Disney, Wow. And then we're talking about Disney or our favorite Disney characters and stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, if you like fighting games, do fighting games.
Yeah.
But also don't try to be your own person. Don't try to copy someone either.
Yeah, there's too many people like that. We're like, oh yes, I'm gonna be MLG FaZe for all I know. It's like, yo, dude, yeah, I'm sorry, it's so long that I know FaZe and MLG they have like a stature or an actual, you know, they have their own kind of like status. But the fact is, don't be a troll where it's just like, I'm just gonna be like them. It's like, no, be yourself, because that's what you want people to like you for, and people will understand the way you think when it comes down to, hey, if you like fighters or whatnot, and say if like you're getting really frustrated playing like really hard on one fighter or whatnot, yeah, and really salty, people will understand that, because I'll say this, like, I was playing Crash Bandicoot, and I was playing the Insane Trilogy, and they made that game so harder than I remember it.
And one of the things for that is in the original trilogy on PlayStation 1, the hitbox is actually square, whereas in the remake they made it rounded. So the hitboxes are smaller, and they're more smooth rather than jagged. I don't know if that's the word.
Jagged. I understand I understand where you're going with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're circular now instead of square.
Yeah. But anyways, like I say again, thank you, Abbie's Corner, for being on the show.
No problem.
All right. Well. Okay. Thank you guys. I have to say that that's all the time we have for today. So you know what, guys? Please, down below, check out Abbie's Corner. You know what? Hey, you know what? She's gonna be up to some Resident Evil. Come on, you gotta be in on that stuff. You gotta click those links down below. Now, guys, I gotta say, please leave me a like, because I like bacon. You like bacon. We all like bacon. Peter, step the hell off, because you know what? I like bacon. I'm Canadian. It makes sense. You know what? I'm not me without my bacon. Ask my girlfriend. Now, please hit that bell. No, not Taco Bell, because I'm not sponsored by them. Paris Hilton, where the hell have you put that goddamn dog? No. This isn't Taken 4 or anything. No, Paris Hilton. I'm kidding. You're hot. Anyways, but no, I'll see you guys in the next video, guys. So I'll see you guys next time, guys. See you guys.